front end comes up, you're at the back of the pack. So watch the start, watch the front end. If you see anybody's nose coming up, you know that they've let that clutch pop just a little bit too soon.
Jeremy Mcgrath surveys the course here on the practice lap.
Now, he's always checking out the course. He's got Jeff Stanton out there on the headset. No secrets.
The Suzuki starting grid: Jeremy Mcgrath, Emig, Hughes, Ward, LaRocco, Mike Brown, Damon Huffman, Kyle Lewis doing a good job coming off injury, Doug Henry in a comeback year. But don't rule out Damon Bradshaw and Ezra Lusk. We've seen some good action from them in the qualifying.
Well, Bradshaw was close to Jeremy in the heat race. He made a few mistakes, and then he was actually closing on Jeremy again when a lapper kind of got in his way. Couldn't do the triple and faded a bit, but it's the best I've seen Bradshaw look in a while.
Mike Craig is not in the lineup. The Honda of Troy rider, coming off a broken leg, was only on the bike twice before Dallas, and the results, well, 2 and 3 crashes a try. Here's Damon Bradshaw and Steve Butler, his mechanic, to the left. Number 28, getting ready for it.
Well, he had started off the season with a couple of podiums. He was looking good, and then the bottom sort of fell out. Then he got it back together in Daytona, second place there. Good battle with Huffman. He was nowhere near Jeremy, but still that was good. And he's kind of lost his rhythm since then. So hopefully the way he looked in his heat race will show in the main. Ryan Hughes also been
every right to enjoy this city too, David. Ryan Hughes has done a great job. Last year, his best ride of his career up to that point. His first 250 podium with a second place finish. And he comes off that strong comeback second place effort last week. Good clean pass on Emig during that race.
Well, he proved that he could come from behind. And the question is really if Hughes can get a good start, and Mcgrath is maybe 4th or 5th, or maybe even further back in the pack. There he is right there fiddling with his goggles, getting those last words from Skip Norfolk like always. Hughes has got a good chance.
Got
Larry
some
Ward,
problems there, but Larry Ward's bike, David.
Yeah, it's the same like we saw Pichon, and he was just adjusting his clutch lever a little tighter, anticipating perhaps a little bit more play as the race continues.
Jeff Emig, 3rd in points, but looking for an elusive breakthrough win here tonight.
He got such a good start in his heat race. When they got about 30 feet out over the gate, it was obvious he had the whole shot by a bike length. If he can do that again.
42,000 fans here at the RCA Dome, ready for the main event in 250 action. That 32nd board has not gone sideways yet as they anticipate it. Look at them shaking out their arms, getting loose as they can, adjusting their goggles.
Number 1 and 2, there's Wyndham right next to him.
5 to 10 seconds and we'll be underway here from the RCA Dome. Who gets the break? On the inside is Doug Henry, number 15. Jeremy Mcgrath tries to cut inside, but he is 4th right now going into the whoops. Doug Henry is our leader with Emig in 2nd, Lusk in 3rd, Jimmy Button in 4th.
Well, Doug Henry is gone. He's got a huge lead. Everybody for 2nd is all bunched up. This is what Henry needs.
Mcgrath is in 7th position. And it is Albertine going down in that turn as we look ahead. Here's Jeremy Mcgrath trying to get on Hughes. But out in front is Doug Henry, Emig, Lusk, Button, Bradshaw, Hughes, and then Jeremy Mcgrath.
Mcgrath's going to have it tough because the guys that are riding good tonight are right in front of him. Bradshaw, Hughes, Emig, all those guys are ahead of him. And Doug Henry, who's been riding so good lately, look at him jump that finish line jump. He's got a clear track.
So Jeremy Mcgrath comes over the finish line in 6th position already.
He already got around Hughes, though.
Doug Henry zipping through the whoops. Oh, my goodness. Ezra Lusk right behind number 2, Emig, and there you see number 1. Could this be the time that this tremendous string of races over motocross, supercross, altogether 14 straight winning events?
This could definitely be it. We heard Slink talk about riders that get bothered by riding in traffic, thinking about the guys in front and behind them and how good it is to have a clear track. That's what Henry's got right now, and Emig is fast. He's going to push him.
Don't you think it important for Emig to try to get by Henry as quick as possible?
I think so, but I think Henry's holding his own right now. He's not able to do the jump this time. If he starts to hold up Emig just a little bit, which it appears as though he's starting to do, yes, it will be crucial for Emig to get around it.
Jeremy Mcgrath has moved into 5th place around Jimmy Button as we go to the whoop section. Henry 15, Emig 2, Ezra Lusk 34. There's Mcgrath pounding on Bradshaw.
Well, what Bradshaw needs to do is ride like he used to. Make that bike wide, make it tough.
Button is not letting him get away. Here's Emig making the rush for the lead. Jeff Emig takes over the lead from Doug Henry. Here comes Ezra Lusk on the inside.
Well, Emig really pushed Henry out wide, opened the door for Lusk. Henry shut it, though, and Bradshaw's right there. What a race.
Oh, we've got 5 bikes just like a freight train.
I think Bradshaw was, at one time in his career, when he and Mcgraths used to battle, was one of the toughest guys in the world to pass. Kind of developed sort of a bad name, but he is tough. And if he can realize what's going on behind him, Mcgrath is back there, and keep him there for a while, that'll be real good news for Emig.
He's in 5th position right now as we take a look at the battle for 2nd and 3rd. It is Henry, Lusk, and Bradshaw with Jeremy Mcgrath right there waiting for any possible mistake.
Bradshaw's in a tough spot right there because it looks like he's got the pace to perhaps get around his teammate Henry, and if he leaves the door open anywhere trying to get around, Mcgrath is right there.
It would be key if these riders slow up Jeremy, but look at Jeremy Mcgrath on the inside of Damon Bradshaw. He boxes him out with a great move.
That's the only way to pass out here. This track is fairly simple in a design, and the only way to get around is to get physical like that, and Mcgrath pulled it off.
Emig is not pulling away. He's still only got a 2-second lead on Ezra Lusk in 2nd, and then it's Henry.
Bradshaw running into the back of Jeremy. He's got to stay in contact. If he can get up there and mess with him a little bit, perhaps make Jeremy think a little bit about him. That'll slow Mcgrath's pace down, but look at him. He's already around Henry, too. Pull and tear up. Everything's working perfect for this guy. He carves through the pack like no one I've ever seen.
Well, he's showing why he's the greatest Supercross rider of all time. Not only the most career wins of any rider in just 3 seasons, in 4 seasons, actually. He's got 38 wins, counting the 9 straight this year. He's looking for his 10th straight.
And Mcgrath just kind of blew it right there. He came out of the corner, tried to get over that double, cased it. Doesn't really bother him, though. He realizes that as long as Emig's not pulling away, he doesn't care what place he's in. He knows that 20 laps is a long time. He's got the composure to stay in the game.
There you see the Yamaha riders, Henry, number 15, and Damon Bradshaw. They're battling for 4th.
Really thought Bradshaw and Hughes had the pace tonight to stay with Mcgrath, but he went right around him, was already pulled away. The guy's unbelievable.
Emig now with about a 2.5-second lead on Ezra Lusk as we look at the battle for 4th.
Looks like Henry now is trying to make a couple little mistakes here and there. He might be riding a little nervous. He hasn't gotten this good of a start in a while, and if Bradshaw can get around him, he may be able to get up there and stay with him.
Henry in 4th. It's only his 5th race back since the broken back injury.
Bradshaw going wide. He's going to try to come out and jump this double. Put himself on the inside. Almost works.
Mcgrath, let's keep you posted. He's only 4 seconds off the lead.
He's actually losing a little bit of time, though. I thought once he got into 3rd that he would start to close. He's lost a little bit of time to Lusk, and Emig is slowly pulling away. Not much.
This is our battle for 4th place. And it's really not, they're not making a move. Henry holding off Bradshaw. Here comes Damon on the inside now. Bar to bar for the Yamaha riders.
Henry doing a good job to hold him off, but Bradshaw's got the inside through here. That's where Jeremy's been making some of his passes. Not enough.
Emig has now picked up a 2nd on Jeremy Mcgrath in 3rd.
Well, I think the story here is going to be, can Emig really focus on looking ahead? As soon as he notices if Jeremy can get around into 2nd place, if he sees that on the pit board, that might make him nervous. Once these guys get nervous, start thinking about Jeremy, they start making mistakes, and next thing you know, Jeremy's right there.
As we look at this meaningless battle right here, though, with Henry and Bradshaw, as Henry's done a good job of holding him off, Jeremy is making a move on Ezra Lusk. He's only 2 bike lengths in back as we cinch it there. Lusk, number 34, the Suzuki rider, and Jeremy Mcgrath. Mcgrath wants to move into 2nd to try to catch Emig, who is picking up a pretty good lead right now.
Well, Lusk is really fast a lot of places on the racetrack, but he's got a couple of spots here and there where he makes mistakes, just like right there.
What a move by Jeremy Mcgrath, just waiting for the right time.
Well, he picks his lines. He's in the right place at the right time. He's never following. If he'd have been right behind Lusk right there, there wouldn't have been able anything he could do about it.
He is still 4 seconds in back of Emig. Emig has not been able to pull away since that 1-second lap earlier. Oh, this is going to be a great finish. We anticipate another one from Indianapolis as Jeremy McGrath has to battle from behind. We'll be back with the final action after these words. Welcome back to our 250 main event from Indianapolis, round number 10. It is Emig in first. Jeremy McGrath trying to battle up and get in that position to challenge him. And right now, the crowd goes bananas. Is down is Jeff Emig. Oh, my goodness. Emig looked like he got cross-rutted, David.
Well, that rut after the finish line jump is getting so deep. He got in there and didn't have it squared up in that rut, went down. That's just going to make it so much easier for McGrath now. Lusk is the only guy that can present a challenge, I think, at this point. Emig's going to lose a lot of energy having to pick that bike up. He's pretty far behind.
Taking another look now as Jeff Emig goes into that deep rut, as you said.
Front wheel went over the berm. As he came into there, he went over that little bit of a hump. As they started the corner, his back end kind of hopped, went around to the inside. I think that threw off his timing a little bit, and that's what allowed the front end to wash out over the top of the berm.
Ezra Lusk is right on the tail of Jeremy McGrath around the corner. This could be a good battle after all.
Lusk is a fighter, like I started to point out. I mean, he's faster than McGrath in places, but if he can put it all together, that's the story. Here and there, he makes little mistakes. Now, he doesn't have the pressure. The pressure's on McGrath. That might make it a little easier for Lusk to ride better.
Let's go down to Marty Reed trackside.
Well, for the first time in several weeks, I've seen a bit of a worried look on Skip Norfolk's eyes. You got one break, but, man, Lusk is staying right with you.
Yeah, you know, but we got a pretty comfortable lead right now. You know, but Lusk is coming up, so we're going to have to keep up and see what happens. You can't push it out here. If you push it, you're going to be on the head, man. You can't have that happen.
You notice how cool he was? He held out that pit board sign while still talking. This guy can do it all.
He knows what's important.
Well, Lusk he's close. He held that pit board out. He had his eyes on how close Lusk is staying. It's about the same as the last lap. It will fluctuate a little bit because of the lapped riders, and as the track gets more beat up, these riders will start to make mistakes here and there. I like what Jeremy just did. He went over that berm purposely, went just to the outside of it. That way he could get eliminate any kind of problem like what Emig had lap before.
Our Honda stopwatch. A 2.6 second, I believe, interval between first and second. Pretty close.
You can see how far back, yeah, you can see 7 seconds or so back to Emig, who fell. Hughes starting to pick up the pace. He's around Henry, but he still hasn't gotten around Bradshaw.
And number 6, of course, is Larry Ward. Jimmy Button, 100. Kevin Windham, number 38, has never been in it. The 125 rider.
Start really proving that how beneficial or much of a problem that can be. Windham came around the first corner, buried in the pack, and he hasn't really been able to do a whole lot. McGrath, I think if we're in the same situation, he'd be able to slice through the pack a little better.
A 2-second lead really now on Ezra Lusk as we take a look at the Honda stopwatch to get an idea as to the lap time. A little slower than I initially thought it was.
Look at Lusk. He's right there. They're only a second faster than Pichon was in the 125 division, but you can bet that McGrath hasn't been able to lay back and cruise, because if he looks over his shoulder just a little bit, he's going to get the pit board in a minute and see that Lusk is still close.
Emig, trying to battle back from the crash, is still in third place, though. He's still in a podium position anyway. This has got to be a proud moment for Ezra Lusk and those who believed in Ezra after such a awful year last year, having trouble staying on two wheels, pressuring himself in his first year at 250s to come back with a race like this. Now they're lapping LaRocco.
LaRocco way off the pace. I'm not sure if he's having problems or if that was just a bad start or what, but you can see when you're a lap down, you're not even halfway into the race. That's a bummer. Now Lusk choosing a smart line through there. He went just a little bit wide, cut back to the inside. He's starting to lose a little bit of ground to Jeremy, but still close enough to make McGrath think a little bit about it.
Okay, Lusk has a 3-second lead on the third place bike. Emig, and let's go down to Marty.
Well, we're down here with Ed Longacre. He's writing down position 2, 6 laps, and he's getting ready to signal his man. And I love watching Ed work because he's like a traffic cop out here. You have got to be very happy right now with his performance.
Yeah, really good. I'm just trying to have him ride smooth. It's the first time all year in a while he's been up front with Mcgrath or anything, so I'd rather not have him throw it away. We got a second place right now. Anything on the podium, and I'm going to dance in the streets tonight.
He may be dancing for us on TV.
LaRocco got hooked on the hay bale, and there was a traffic jam with Buddy Anthonez, Emig, Lusk, and LaRocco. So Lusk has lost a lot of time, and this race now is fully in the hands of Jeremy Mcgrath.
Well, now you don't get them both in the screen. Emig has made up a little bit of time on Lusk. If Lusk, I don't like the attitude by Longacre. I understand that, you know, you got to ride smart, but that's the problem. That's why Jeremy wins all the time, because as soon as these guys get into second, they're like, well, this is pretty good. I'm in second place. If they think that way, that's where they'll end up.
Doug Henry, who started the race with all kinds of flair, has now left. And let's go down to Marty.
He's just pulled out of the race. Doug, what happened? What put you out? You had a great start there.
I'm not sure. Something happened with my front end. My mechanic's probably going to go look at it now.
That's too bad. You were riding real well. Was there any fatigue factor in there with your injuries?
Yeah, a little bit, but I'm just trying to do the best I could every race, you know.
You did fine tonight.
Thanks.
You see Bradshaw shaking the cobwebs out.
Oh, he went down hard after the triple. He flipped up over the top of the bike. He came down on his back, kind of half over the top of the motorcycle. You see his sleeves shoved all the way up. He took a hard one, and you can see it. He's not getting going very quick.
Bradshaw, as high as 4th in the order, now is just trying to get things back together as Jeremy Mcgrath clears that triple with ease, and Ezra Lusk is about 4 seconds back, but he's picking up some time.
Yeah, once again, Art, Mcgrath is starting to lose a little bit of time to Lusk as he comes out of that corner. Look, he can see, just glance over and see Lusk coming in. That'll make him a little nervous. I mean, I think he's in control right here, but if he loses any more time, Lusk is the kind of guy that'll jump in there. He saw what he did to Larry Ward in the heat race. Went in and shut the door on him.
It was interesting. Next time around, let's check how Mcgrath and Lusk take that turn off the finish line to launch, because they're both taking very different lines. Jeremy now is cutting totally inside. Damon Huffman, number 10, as he passes Damon Bradshaw, who's really shook up. I wouldn't be surprised to see Damon maybe pull off the way he feels. Here's Ryan Hughes, number 5. Now Lusk, look out, as Jeremy Mcgrath has trouble getting around Albertine. We're looking at Ryan Hughes right now. He is coming on strong, but it is Jeremy Mcgrath and Ezra Lusk, and only about 5 bike lengths between them. You saw Kyle Lewis go down as Ryan Hughes went by him into the triple, only doubling it.
Lusk just kind of blew that corner a little bit, but he's still making time on Jeremy, but he's looking over his shoulder because he knows Emig's right there. Now they're all on the screen. What a race.
And the rider is down right now. Is that Lewis?
It looks like Lewis. That's a hard concrete floor. I'm not sure how that went. I didn't see it, but chances are he hit that concrete.
It was coming off the triple right where Bradshaw got hit. Here's Jeremy Mcgrath, our leader, looking for his 10th straight victory and career victory number 39. Emig has now passed Ezra Lusk while we were watching the injured rider down on the track.
And as they went over the triple...
Oh, Emig almost lost it.
Yeah, as they went over the triple there, they were at least able to double it. The flags were waving for Kyle Lewis, and Jeremy had to roll all 3, so he lost some valuable time to now second place Emig. There's still time enough if Mcgrath makes any mistakes or has trouble with lappers for these guys to be a real challenge for the lead.
So we've got Kyle Lewis on the ground and Jeremy Mcgrath with the sizable lead on number 2. Jeff Emig coming through the whoops. Ezra Lusk looking for his first podium in 250 action. He has 3 4th-place finishes and 1 5th-place finish on the season.
Well, I understand he's got to ride. It's hard to say what I would do in his situation. It looks like Lewis is okay, but, you know, Lusk is so happy with being on the podium like that, running in second place. I don't think he's really riding to his potential. I think he's got the speed to challenge Mcgrath.
Lewis coming into this race with a sore shoulder is trying to get the medics not to touch the sore shoulder. And also very tough ribs. White flag lap for Jeremy McGrath.
Looks like it might be 10 in a row if McGrath can just keep it on 2 wheels this lap. Even if he loses a lot of time, he's got about a 4-second lead on Emig now. You'll see Emig come into the screen. There he is. Pretty close.
McGrath, Emig, Lusk number 34, and then Hughes is in 4th position. Well, it's been a fascinating race here in Indianapolis. One that had to put a little bit of fright into Jeremy McGrath.
Well, he had to pass all these guys. Emig was ahead of him.
The
Ryan
crowd
Hughes.
is standing as Jeremy McGrath not taking any chances on that triple with a knack-knack.
No, it's too rutted for him to show. I can't even believe he jumped it. It's getting so hard. Look, he's got to roll through all these. Only about 50 yards to go now to the finish.
Jeremy McGrath can see the checkers in sight. He has won 10 in a row, equaling his previous record of 10 victories on a season in 1993 and 10 more in 95. And he only has 5 more races to break his own record.
That's unbelievable. He's eliminated a lot of guys from the title. I think the only time we could ever see this guy perhaps lose one